My name is Jon Peacock, and I'm the lead pastor of Mission Church, a brand new church plant just outside of Schaumburg in an area that we call the 10. A year prior to our grand opening, I was at Community Christian Church doing a leadership residency, following around Sean Williams, learning the ins and outs of how to lead and plant a church. And as I was walking up and down the hallways of the Yellow Box campus, often my mind was filled with dreams of people, all kinds of people, finding their way back to Him. And what's been incredible in the last year, since our grand opening, has been seeing some of those dreams become a reality.
My name is Carlos Segura. I was born in Mexico. I've been living in Hanover Park for about 2 years. I've been going to Mission Church for about a year. I went to college and I was running away from God. I wasn't even trying to find Him. I know He was there. I know He was like, I'm not going anywhere. Where are you gonna go, And then just when I got together with my girlfriend, she was always going to church, and that was the open door for me. So I just kind of walked in. Walking into Mission Church for the first time, it was pretty welcoming. It was really just friendly, and I felt really comfortable and kind of at home. After going for a while to Mission, there was a week in February where Jon Peacock spoke about getting past your personal failures, and the series was called Breaking History.
Carlos didn't share his story with me out of the gate, but we began to get to know each other a little bit, and he was open with me, and it was clear that he's one of these guys that, man, I didn't know him, didn't know his name, but I've been praying about for a long time. And I'll never forget the Sunday where we were talking about getting past your personal failures. As I was preparing for that message, I felt very, very strongly from God that I was supposed to give an old-fashioned, old school kind of invitation to respond to Jesus.
So throughout that talk, I'm just listening, and I'm like, man, yeah, I gotta get past these. This is not what God intended. He forgives me. He wants me to get through those things, I was sitting down, I had my eyes closed, and as I have my eyes closed, and I know He's gonna say this. I know He's ready to ask this question. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up.
And as I was just finishing the clear invitation to stand to your feet and say yes to Jesus, I was just finishing it, and bam! I'll never forget, I was up on the stage, down to my left, third row, there's Carlos, standing to his feet.
And yeah, I stood up, and just a weird feeling, and it was really, really comforting feeling, peaceful feeling, like, just great. It was really cool.
I'd been talking with Dave and Sean Williams and all these guys around New Thing and community about for a long time. That broke history for me. That was the first and clearest person of Mission Church saying yes to the gospel, finding their way back to Him. And that definitely broke history for Carlos in his life. And he hasn't been the same since. And it's been incredible to see God continue to work in his life.
It was kind of like a rapid change. Like, when you accept Jesus, it's not like, okay, well, let's get in slowly, into the water. No, it's like, my life's changed. I got to do things differently. Start reading the Bible more. I got baptized in May, so that was pretty awesome. My sister moved from Texas to live here, and she's going there. She's been baptized. Her husband been baptized. Their kids are a big part of the church. It's just been awesome in the way that it's affected just immediate people around me.
I know there's plenty of times where you probably sit there on a weekend wondering, what kind of impact are we having? Not only here, but outside the walls of this community. And I know firsthand what kind of impact you're having. Your generosity, your influence, it has far exceeded the four walls of Community Christian Church. It is impacting Carlos's life. This is one person of many. I think in this last year, we've seen over 40 people give their life to Christ and get baptized. And when you trace it back, it's really incredible to think about that there were people sitting in these seats, not too long ago, that said yes to help us start. Some people from this church left this church, like 48 of you, to come be part of our church, to help Mission Church get off the ground. And so, man, we are forever grateful. We may never know of the impact of just taking the next right, faith-filled step. And when it comes to generosity, this is part of what it looks like to be all in. And there are times where we get to see some of the evidence of our generosity, but more times than not, we will never know this side of heaven of the way that God has translated every single dollar that we have given back to Him into a life touched, into a community changed, into a city that could look more and more like His original design. And so I consistently encourage people and encourage myself to make that next faith-filled decision to open our hands and to entrust back to Him what He's already given to us. We may never know the impact, but this is part of the joy and I feel like the excitement and the adventure of being all in for Him and His kingdom.